As you're growing and as you transform and as you outgrow people, you need to develop this ability to be disliked, a courage to be disliked. We always want to fulfill the needs of others so that they can give us this reward, which fills this emptiness and this void that we have. We never feel like we're enough. We feel so unworthy. And what happens is we try our best to please people, behave in a way that's acceptable. The more we do this, the more we lose a sense of ourselves. How much longer are you going to try to please and show up for your family that really doesn't care? For friends that would never stick by your side if things hit the fan? In order to grow, you have to stand for something. And to stand for something, that means you're going to have an equal opposite force that will try to break you down. Because when you stand for something, there are people that are going to dislike that because they don't stand for it. They don't see what you see. They don't feel what you feel. They never will. And that's the point. They're not supposed to. They're not supposed to understand you. They're not supposed to feel you. And you definitely don't have to be liked. Anytime you get invited to these parties, you know, no is a complete sentence. Hey, are you coming? No. My grandmother died, I think just a few weeks ago. I didn't have a close relationship with my grandmother. Everyone in the family showed up. I got text messages and calls from family members. Are you going to be here? No. That's a complete answer. I don't need to explain myself. Because when you become so obsessed with your goals and you become so obsessed with becoming someone that you are proud of, you don't care about anything else. It's irrelevant and it's not important. You have things to do. You need to get things done. Some people are going to call you shallow, that you're so full of it, that you need to grow up, that you'll realize what's important. Understand that what's important to them does not have to be what's important for you. What's important for you is not what's important to them. That's what makes you different. That's why you're on this journey. I'm begging you with everything I have, you have to tunnel in. Stop showing up for them, living to please them. For what? You wouldn't want to be like them. You don't want their life. So why? Why do all these things? Why try to live up to their expectations? My entire life, I come from a Vietnamese household. With the scarcity that my parents had, and I had my father in my life for a majority of my childhood. But him and my mother split, and I was raised by my mother. I always try to live up to their expectations. I felt like I was never enough. I brought home an A- once, and I got a spanking from my father. Everything I did was try to live up to the expectations at family parties. They'd compare me to cousins. And I'm just a kid. Like the only thing I want to do is make you proud of me. What more do I have to do? You're not teaching me anything. What do I have to become just to feel accepted? And it was my entire life. It carried with me when I went to the military. And it took me so long to get to a point where I said, I don't give a damn what you have to say about me. I don't. What you want from my life isn't necessarily what I want from my life. It took me years to get here. And it's so freeing knowing that I can behave how I want, speak how I want, think what I want, and not care about the backlash or the ridicule that I'm going to receive. It's so freeing. people are not going to like you. They're going to think that, oh, he's too good. Well, if you think that way, then maybe I am. When we grow and when we change and when we just catapult our lives and we become someone that we admire for the sake of our families, and we embark on this journey of extreme transformation, we are going to bother the people who have done nothing. They will look at us, they will look at you, and they will get triggered because your goals, your aspirations, and your constant desire to win just reminds them of their inability to do the same. And so they'll throw stones at you, they'll break you down with their words, when in reality they feel this deep pain because they couldn't do what you've done. When things get hard, I really like it because I remind myself, no one else is going to feel this because they haven't even started and they never will. People are going to dislike you and still listen to you. People are going to dislike you and still watch you. Every move you make, they're going to keep their eyes on you. Good. That's why you're different. That's why they watch, because they know you're different. And they're not going to do anything about it. They're just going to watch. This constant need to please people is the reason why you are hindering your growth. Stop. Be courageous enough to be disliked. Let me remind you that courage is not lack of fear. Courageous people have fear. They just take action despite the fear. And what does that do? It creates someone that develops this impenetrable exoskeleton armor. The world can no longer tear you down. What they say about you does not shape you. You rewrite the rules. You set the expectations. You live according to how you want. And a life like that is so freeing. Can you imagine a life where you've been restricted, chained down by the inadequacy of others and their inability to dream and believe? And so, because you dream more, but you want to please them, you significantly take your dream and bring it down to a level where it's almost watered down. It's no longer a dream, it's just, well, I might as well just be realistic. Ever heard those words? You think Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, Jeff Bezos was realistic? Not at all. It was their delusion that got them this far. And it's your delusion in yourself that's going to be the reason why you stand out from the crowd. You're different and it's good. It is not a bad thing to be different because there's a lot of normalcy out here. You don't need to add to the pile of average and mediocre. Add to the pile of extraordinary and exceptional because that's what you are. Understand that people live different lives. Be patient with them. When they can't dream the way you dream, don't hate them. Just be like, you don't know any better. And it's okay. You don't have to dream like I dream because you can't take the weight of this dream anyways. Run towards it. Jump in. And then they're just going to sit back dazed, dazzled, blown away by your ability to push through, break down barriers. And it's all because you just stopped caring about what they thought about you. Your thoughts, your beliefs will always conflict with people. And if it bothers them, then maybe what you're saying has an element of truth. We're never affected by something unless, to some degree, it's true. If everyone in the chat made fun of my purple shirt, I would not be fazed because I inevitably know it's black. Now, if everyone in the chat started saying this black shirt isn't the best on me, I'd be affected in some way because I know it's black. Maybe it's true. So when you speak your truth, speak it. And do not be afraid to speak it. Doesn't mean you're brave, it's just you're scared of other things. People tell me, oh, I love how you speak your mind. Don't say I'm brave. I'm extremely terrified, but I'm more terrified of the consequences of not speaking my truth. I'm terrified of the consequences of being like everyone else, of never speaking my mind, of never developing my truth and adopting other people's truths. I'm much more terrified of the consequences of that as opposed to the consequences of me speaking my truth and what I truly believe. You're gonna trigger people. That's the price that comes with dreaming. And along the way, you're gonna impact a lot of people. You're gonna gain people that admire you. Don't forget those people. Because I promise you, when you add up the amount of people that you can inspire and impact and put that on a scale next to the people that you negatively impact and gets triggered by you, you'll realize that the people that hate you don't even come close to the people that support you. Hatred is a condition of success. It's a condition of trying to be exceptional. And remember that hate comes from the people doing worse than you. No one doing better than you will hate on you because they get it. And plus, they don't have the time or the energy. And they're not that miserable. People that are miserable hate because they're miserable. Because their life isn't going how they want it to. And since their life isn't going how they want it to, they hate you instead of hating themselves. Don't let their misery cause you to become miserable. Be the reason why they can throw hate, you don't take it, and they start thinking, what is wrong with this dude? He's crazy. Yeah, I am crazy. And you won't get it. There's moments in life where you just have to put your foot down and just not care anymore. Because what makes every human so unique is their ability to speak their mind. Choose a belief. Because you're not the only one that thinks this way, that believes what you believe. Other people do too. And the more you can send your message out to those people, you can make them feel less alone. And that's what you owe to the world. You owe it to them. Because sometimes they need someone that has the courage to speak up in order to ignite something within them to also speak up. Be ruthless, man. Be brutal. Go. Ask yourself, what would I do if I didn't care about what people had to say about me? Better than that, what would I do if I knew everyone would just support me? What would I say? Would I speak my mind if I knew everyone would just support? If I knew no one cared? If I knew no one would judge me? Do that. That's authentic. That's the reason that you're going to be different. And people look at you like, wow, he's not like the rest. I'll be damned. Otherwise, you're just like them. And there's nothing spectacular about average. To be spectacular means you must be different by default. To be exceptional, you must be different by default. Because if not, then you're like everyone else. And that's boring. So step 1. Stop caring about what people have to say. Live. Step 2. Speak your truth. Step three, choose something that you believe and own it. And if you believe it, you better be able to back it up. Because if you believe in something, but you cannot justify why you believe in it, you probably don't believe in it. 4, live according to how you want to live. No one gets to call the shots in your life besides you. They've called the shots long enough. Childhood, adolescence, family, societal programming, schools, what's right, what's wrong, what you should do, college, 9-to-5 degree, corporate job. You need to get sick of that at some point. To listen to people tell you how you should live your life? Are you kidding me? No. How much longer are you going to wait to finally be someone that lives according to his or her own values? Doesn't mean you keep a closed mind. Be open. Listen to everyone. And just absorb. Absorb what you want, discard the rest. And if anyone has anything to say about you, cool. They can think what they want. It's okay. Who cares? Oh, you're so arrogant. Yeah, you're probably right. Oh, you're so selfish. You're probably right. You're so closed-minded. You're probably right. Just agree with them. They'll stop once you agree. Because what they're looking for is conflict. They want you to disagree so that they can combat you, so that you can combat them. And it's this never ending back and forth. Just agree for the sake of just no more energy towards you. Whatever they have to say about you, say, you're right. You should see the real me. I'm even worse. Just to have them be quiet. Quiet the noise. You got things to do. You got a life to create. If you made it this far in the video, you are that person that's going to be different, that the city is going to see, that you're going to be the person that triggers the inferiority in a lot of people. Get ready, because if you want to be great, this is the price you pay. It is a transaction, and if you can accept that perhaps people won't have the best things to say about you, and you can take that and acknowledge it and accept it and say, that's okay. You will be one step closer towards transforming your life. You'll be one step closer towards taking action and doing the things that you want, dressing how you want, thinking what you want. No one thinks about us as much as we do. So don't let yourself get consumed by the thoughts and the ideas of these people. They're not thinking about you all day, unless they truly hate you, which I would argue is equivalent to love, so they must love you. You call the shots. Be different. That's why you're you. And that's why no one else in this entire earth has your exact genetic makeup. You are so unique in ways that you have no idea. Out of billions of chances, you were brought to this world. Why would you want to have the same genetic makeup as everyone else? What makes Tony Robbins is that he's Tony Robbins. What makes Musk is that he is Elon Musk. What makes Jeff Bezos is that he is Jeff Bezos, and no one else can be Jeff Bezos. Make sure that 1, no one can be you, and 2, you don't want to be like anyone else but you. People will stand on your side and people will oppose you. It is okay. That means you stand for something. And to stand for something is always better than to stand for nothing or to believe what everyone believes for the sake of being like them. Call the shots in your life. Don't let them call it anymore. They've called it for a long time. Create your own identity, not the identity that society imposes, not the identity that your family imposes. Who are you at your core? Behind everything else. Who are you? Ask yourself these questions. You need time alone to figure this out. Don't be afraid to be alone. You don't owe anyone your time, and there's no reason you should be spending time with people that you don't necessarily want to be like. So if you don't want to be like your friends, maybe they're not the greatest circle. Maybe you should distance yourself from those people. At all costs, do what it takes to win. And if that means people dislike you, good. It is a precondition for success. If everyone likes you, either one, you're a fraud, you're wearing a mask to please people, or two, you don't stand for anything. You're too afraid to speak your mind. I've known people in my life who try their best to be liked by people because of their inability to just be them and speak their truth. And in doing so, they live in this constant cycle of wake up, put on a mask, watch what I say, watch what I say. And these are the same people that judge other people. Like, I've seen it. The same people that put on a mask to impress others and to be liked by others are the same people that behind closed doors judges everyone else. It was awful. Never get too high on the horse either. Do not think that you are so good and that you are above people. No. Understand that you are simply different. You are not above. But I will say that hate comes from below. It doesn't mean that you are above. I'm just saying hate comes from below. Where you place yourself on the pedestal is up to you. But always remember, hate comes from below. If you're disliked, good. Welcome to the club. If you stand for something, welcome to the club. If you think differently amongst your peers, if you're doing something different than all your family members are doing, if you're not in the same cycle that everyone in your city is in, welcome to the club. Feels good, doesn't it? To not be them, to be you. You make sure you keep this up, what you're doing now. And you grow, and you be that person that's one of one, where no one can be like you. And that's how you're going to make it, how you're going to change lives, and how people will remember your name.